What's up everyone, my name is Mistic, welcome to Mistic. Today we have a video by Geopold, Belgium Explained. Now, I know nothing about Belgium other than it's in Europe, so I'm truly an American with horrible education, as I'm a dropout. But let's get into it and see if I learn anything.
Everything's shaking.
out
Is
down
that an
below.
earthquake? Is Trump skipping rope next to me? No! You just drove into Belgium, my friend. Look at the state of the Netherlands border. As soon as you cross it, you're going to be
Average
shaking
American
in
road,
many different
honestly.
ways. A, from the cold.
Just that the
Belgium's
potholes
weather is
will be
about as
deeper.
appealing as its architecture.
I've just woke up in a fucking steaming mood, yeah? Because
Not that bad.
Charleroi.
Yeah, these soggy Belgians somehow get more rain than the UK. Like, bro, I didn't even know that was possible. B,
But is it
your
more
ass,
than America?
It is gonna be shaking. If there's one thing Belgians are good at, it's posture. Their beer is arguably the best in the world. I mean, you know, Belgians are good at it. E, your
I'm
ass,
struggling
right?
with
It is gonna be
balancing the
shaking. If
audio.
there's one thing Belgians are good at, it's partying. Their beer is arguably the best in the world. I mean, you know a beer's good when posh
What is the
Europeans
drinking age?
and
I'm
British
guessing
geezers
18
can
there.
both agree on its quality.
Is it
Also,
syrup?
not trying to point any fingers, but if you've ever done an illegal drug anywhere in Europe,
Nope.
it probably came through
Never
Belgium,
left
specifically
States.
the port of Antwerp. The majority of Europe's comes through this one port, and these Belgians are really creative.
Banger.
Nah, not like that. I'm talking about their smuggling methods. I just learned the other day that these motherfuckers will scuba dive into the ocean and seal parcels of stuff
just
to
put it up
cargo
our
ships,
ass.
then retrieve them in Belgium the same way. I mean, it's obviously a risky business, but I can see why it's a tempting career path.
Right.
See, obviously the potholes, I don't know, man, dodgy
Not
roads,
that
beer
bad.
and rain. I'm really seeing
should
some
see a back
similarities
roads in
to
the
my
country.
homeland right now.
That's most
your
countries.
boots. No, not them silly wooden clogs they apparently wear out here. You're gonna be shaking in your damn boots when you see the goddamn prices in this country. Yeah, despite looking like this, somehow Belgium is one of the most expensive countries in all of Europe. No idea how they got away with that one, bro. E, you're gonna be shaking your head in disappointment when you see the state of some of these damn Belgian cities, bro. I've already mentioned the horrors of the horrors of Charleroi, but it's not just their fault. Even the capital city Brussels is meant to like really suck. There's literally a term in architecture and urban planning called Brusselization, which refers to the, I quote, indiscriminate and careless introduction of modern high-rise buildings into gentrified neighborhoods, and Brusselization has become a byword for haphazard urban development and redevelopment. This style of urban planning is what
I
makes
could
Brussels
not
feel
tell
so
the
sickly,
difference
fake,
from
weird,
that
spaced
and
out and
any
boring.
other
It's like an
city
American
in
city. An
America.
American city that should only exist for high-level bureaucratic corporate bullshit and maybe one or two millennial burger restaurants, which I mean,
I've
it's a
never been
pretty
to
good
those.
description of the place. Another really weird thing about Belgium is the borders. Nah, not like that. Like this. Much like Belgium itself, these weird exclave towns exist because land ownership in this area during the Middle Ages was very fragmented and locally controlled, and when everyone started forming the big-ass European countries we know today in the 1800s, the UK and many other countries were a bit worried about France's tendency to expand. So, when this little region of the Netherlands revolted, partly due to most of them being Catholics and the Netherlands kinda being Protestant, the UK was like, yo, hear me out, yeah? Let's make this shit a country. I'm talking neutral buffer zone. France can't get their dirty baguette fingers focus
Ooh.
anywhere near my beautiful
Jesus.
stroopwafels, and the power balance of Europe
I
will
did
not
not
be
think
swayed
that'd be
in
so
favor
loud.
of the smelly French. Everyone was like, yeah, cool, apart from the Netherlands. Them Dutchies were understandably a bit pissed. They felt like Europe's major powers, especially the UK, had just phantom taxed a large slice of the Netherlands pie. And they didn't even eat it, bruh. They just used it to invent the world's dumbest country for the sole purpose of the UK's trade dominance. But what makes this little country so dumb, as I said? Well, take a look at this linguistic map of Belgium. At first glance, you'd think it's just a few slices of the neighboring countries, the Netherlands, France, and a tiny bit of Germany, and you would be correct. Basically, it would have made way more sense for each half of Belgium to just be given to either, the Netherlands or France, maybe with a level of religious or political autonomy, or just made Belgium two small countries. However,
Is it
both
just
these options
languages?
would have meant either increasing France's size or giving France a new ally, and the British couldn't even fathom supporting such a horrendous act, and therefore Belgium, the most divided country in Europe, which it says a lot. Okay, there is literally a line going down the middle of this country. Cross it and the culture completely changes. You want to know the best thing about this? Both sides fucking hate each other. The French think they're better than the Dutch think they're way better than the French.
Sound like
By the way, they
America.
refuse to call themselves Dutch or French. Instead, they use the terms Flanders for the Dutch side and Wallonia for the French side. They have their own
Southern,
flags as well. In my opinion, the
Northern,
Flemish flag
Northern.
goes so hard, and the Wallonia flag is it's okay. This is a general theme for Belgium, by the way. I don't know, man. Different flags, different languages, two different clear political splits, two nationalities. It's almost like it's, two countries. Crazy. Flanders is absolutely beautiful. No one can deny that. Not even French people. Bruges, Ghent, Antwerp, literally some of Europe's most stunning cities, and the nature here too is actually fabulous. It's exquisite. It's where everyone visits when they go to Belgium, And then Wallonia is it's French. Like, I know I shit on France a lot, but, much like every other Brit, I do actually have a soft spot for French culture. I mean Wallonian. My bad. For example, right? Yes, the French side may be known for being way less pretty, having way less people, being more rural, having ugly-ass industrial cities, being way less advanced.
I'm like, what is it for me for?
All that. However, I guarantee they're more normal over here, especially their language, okay?
Namelijk de makrib. Vaak zijn Duitsland gebracht. Dit zijn favoriete burger. Helemaal. Kijk, dat is het hele ding. En de makrib is dus die saus erin zo. Ze doen de saus niet op de burger, ze doen de burger in de saus. Dit is met de barbecue saus. Normaal, ik ben niet zo voor barbecue saus, maar die zit gewoon in de unieke saus op McDonald's. In fucking R&D development team heeft echt goed gedaan. Ik ben over zeker, dit is gewoon my favorite burger. Dat is gewoon McRib.
You're talking about McRib.
Ik was
I guess
niet
it's
voor deze video.
in
Neem een
Dutch.
andere McRib op. En voor mij is het fucking fantastisch, broer.
You are literally Dutch. Originally, yes, that matters how. A ridiculous fake language and culture. Send me your cranial measurements, you old Jacobian ape. I must study you for science. Yeah, Dutch, or Flemish, is less of a language and more of a lifelong tongue twister. And if you're as captivated by this as I am, why not try getting a few words down? Like, for example, meervoudige persoon lichheiden sussustor niche, which translates to multiple personality disorders. Which is what the country of Belgium has. And if you wanna visit this whimsical bike riding, flower growing, clog wearing region of Europe, let me tell you one thing, right? Having your basic language skills down could be the difference between you being treated like this and being treated like this. And that, my friend, is where italki comes in. Using this online language learning platform, you can take personalized one-on-one lessons with native speaking teachers anytime, anywhere. Because it's just you and the teacher, you will really focus on your speaking and listening. For example, look, you get these auto-generated flashcards that are AI generated from your own lessons. And you can get a 1-month free trial if you hit that link in description. Don't forget to use the promo code Geopold2505. All caps. This gives the first 50 users an extra 5 $5 when they make their first purchase of $10 or more. So be quick, sign up now. So where were we at? Oh yeah, we were talking about how Belgium was
anyone
essentially
knows how to
invented by
fix
Britain
my
as a
tracking
fictional state with
issues,
one singular
that would be very
purpose: weakening
appreciated.
France's trade. Look, I don't want to sound dodgy in any way, but hey, maybe me and this man can finally share a singular political belief for once.
Belgium is not a nation. It's an artificial creation. I know the Brits did it. Maybe once again we can be blamed. But the truth is there are two parts of Belgium. They speak different languages. They dislike each other intensely. There's no national TV station. There's no national newspaper. Belgium is not a nation.
And yeah, I guess this explains Belgium's colonial horrors they committed in Africa. It must have all just been them projecting, because deep down they knew they're nothing more than another badly drawn up British diplomatic mask that doesn't suit ethnic or geographic boundaries at all. To be fair though, it would be very hard to draw up a country in this region of Europe that fits
give it
either of
to
those two
America.
criteria. It's such a boiling pot of cultures, and also there is no decent geographical boundaries. There is not a single hill in Belgium. Much like the Netherlands, most of Belgium is flat as a pancake, or should I say Belgian waffle. Just look at the highest point in Belgium, bro. Look at the highest point in Belgium, dude. Are you fucking kidding me, bro? Anyway, you know what else is gonna have you shaking in this country? Yeah, I'm still doing this, by the way. You're gonna be shaking in rage from how delayed your train is. Belgium has the second least reliable trains in all of Europe. More than
I've never
50%
used
of
the
trains are
train,
delayed
so
in this country by
I
2
won't
minutes or
notice.
more. And also, these train operators are a bit like BuzzFeed in 2016 or Vice in 2025, because there's a 1 in 17 chance you're gonna get cancelled. But why are the trains so shit? Well, rain, ice, strikes, crumbling infrastructure, a lack of money to invest in public stuff like trains. But why, I hear you say? Well, despite the average Belgian citizen paying a ghastly 43% tax,
I never knew me coming
Belgian.
would come with all this.
all the gazillionaires in this country evade tax completely by moving their bank accounts or citizenship or selling their businesses to multinational companies based in Luxembourg, the fictional country which exists for the sole purpose of doing Belgium's dirty work. Luxembourg will always be ready to hurriedly drop to their knees and meat ride Belgium to every depraved, disgusting, evil corner of humanity, whether they're doing this by laundering rich Belgian tax evaders' money through their endless bank accounts, which they have more of than citizens, by the way, whether it's doing this by helping out in one of history's most evil genocides in the Congo, which Luxembourg still perpetuates today by, for example, a couple months ago, playing a key role in delaying the EU's sanctions against Rwanda, who are clearly, openly funding, controlling, and actively to this day launching terrorist armies, aka M23, into the South Kivu region of the DRC. If you don't know, Rwanda uses the UK and EU's money to fund the paramilitary group M23. They commit these mass acts of terror in retaliation for the genocide which happened to their ethnic group in the 90s, which only happened because Belgium, hundreds of years prior, created a caste system where Tutsis owned the land and Hutus were the workers. When Belgium left Rwanda, the Hutus revolted, took control of the country. They started implementing increasingly harsher, more nationalistic policies against the Tutsis because they felt the dead suffered under the Tutsi rule for so many years. Really, it was just Belgium's manufactured caste system. Obviously, it just worked out for Belgium to put the Tutsis in control, because in Rwanda, the Tutsis are the minority, and it's impossible to enforce a colonial capitalist system without manufacturing or providing your own elite ruling minority. Anyway, leading up to the 90s, the now Hutu-controlled country Rwanda got so insanely nationalistic that they ended up genociding the Tutsis, which is the Rwandan genocide. Over 1 million people were massacred. I don't really have words for how bad it was. You know, you kind of have to like research it yourself, honestly. Right. But obviously, this led to a lot of Tutsis to this day being absolutely like devastated and extremely angry, especially because the trials for those who committed the Rwandan genocide were so impossible to do and probably completely ineffective. It means a lot of Tutsis want revenge still, and some of these people fight in M23. What they do is they go over the border border into the ethnically Hutu civilian region of the Congo and commit some of the most disgusting things I've ever even come across in my life. Right, that whole history run through was very, very, very oversimplified, but all you really need to know for my point in this video is that Luxembourg are the ones who vetoed the EU's sanctions against Rwanda, even though Rwanda are openly funding M23. And what do they spend the money on? Think of the worst nightmare you've ever had times 7 million. Congolese children, their speciality seems to be the at gunpoint of Congolese women one by one in order to ethnicity. And as you can imagine, the Congolese people in this region really don't want to be subjected to what the Rwandan army posing as M23 does, as I just highlighted. And despite these attacks only starting a few months ago, M23 have already displaced 1.1 million Congolese women and children, who now join the 6.7 existing Eastern Congolese citizens that have to flee their homes to escape stuff like this. Oh, and any stupid fucking Belgium Neanderthals will have the nerve to say some shit like, oh, but the African immigrants are ruining our amazing culture invented by the British people in 1830. Oh no, our amazing potatoes and inbreeding. We cannot let these violent people roam our streets. No, 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 no. Violent? You want to talk about violence? How about you have a look through some of these first-hand accounts of what M23 are doing? Just have a pause and read if you disagree with me here. And then tell me with your whole heart that you would not want to emigrate yourself and your family from that area if you were faced with such horrors, you know? How would you not become an immigrant in this situation? Please name me one person who would not become an immigrant if they were faced with this kind of brutality. Also, I don't know, 16 million people isn't exactly civilized Western behavior, is it? Even if it had been happening for centuries before you showed up, probably should maybe apologize for letting that one slide. I can't lie. Look, all I'm saying, Belgians, maybe the best way to not have an immigrant problem is to not create an immigrant in the first place. Maybe if you don't forcibly steal a man's land, resources, family, hands, entire limbs, he could make do perfectly fine for himself in the Congo. Ah, but you should hear how quiet this electronic car is, yeah? When I drive it, yeah. It goes 0 to 60 in 3 seconds faster than all other cars, bro. It's crazy. I'm so happy I can do this good deed for the world. I'm so happy I can fix the planet. That's right, I'm eco-friendly, man. I'm eco-friendly, you know. I have a very good carbon footprint. That term definitely wasn't invented by BP. And yes, the Congolese children, they may have had to crawl around in a mud pit, grappling for a scrap of cobalt in order to earn a single pinch of fufu so I can have this crazy high-tech battery system in my car. But bro, I promise this is worth it. My Tesla is so much better than your average petrol car because, oh boy, just wait till you hear. This is gonna blow your mind. This is how I'm changing the planet for better, man. Just listen. Instead of burning the fossil fuels in the engine of my car, I instead get the fossil fuels burnt in the power plant, then transmitted as electricity into my car instead. It's so great, man. I cannot see the consequences of my actions at all.
So good.
It's great. I can't see the consequence of my actions at all. Right, and as a final note on this video, I want to address my name. Finally, it has absolutely nothing to do with Belgians, Belgium, and especially not their kings. I have no relation whatsoever to Belgium. It's just a random country to me. I'm Swedish. It's a completely different root of the name Leopold. And yeah, it's my name. But it's also what a bunch of men in my Swedish family are called.
I
And
thought it was
that is
like
the reason I have this name.
Geopold,
So,
like
yeah.
that. Geo guesser. Let me know if you're from Belgium or anywhere in Europe and what your thoughts on Belgium are and if this is accurate, as I know nothing. This model. I need to get a new camera. But let me know what you thought. And until next time, bye bye.